would keep that 16th spot, and he did, and the 16 players that we know are all confirmed for that FIFA E World Cup. An all-English final in front of us now. The winner will get $75,000 and 1,800 Global Series ranking points, which for Tekkz, he's already top of the Xbox rankings. He will be #1 seed going into that E World Cup final. On the other side of that, for Stokes, he can move up into 5th.
Yeah, big movement for Stokes in terms of the grand finals. 2 English players, one, you'd say, made a little bit of a resurgence in his career in Tom Stokes. The other, potentially in his prime right now, in F2Tekkz. Which way is it going to go? You've got to say, attack versus defense. Stokes, he's been scoring 9, 10, 11 goals a game. Tekkz has been conceding so little. His defense has been immaculate in this tournament so far. Who will come out on top? Will it be Red Bull or will it be F2?
Well, here we go then. 2 legs of FIFA in this Xbox final. And people have been talking about the Xbox UK FIFA talent. Look no further. They've been incredible across these 3 days. Tekkz still obviously unbeaten in the competition. Never lost a game in Hamburg. Didn't even lose one in Swiss. You look at the runs of games that he's had, getting himself out of Swiss and having to play against Nightwatch again in the round of 32. Then having to go on and beat Levy. What a match that was. And obviously having to take down Kurt and then N. Rajek to ensure he gets to this final. And it doesn't seem to matter when it is in the year, Richard. F2Tekkz just makes finals.
Yeah, 100%. That's what one thing that he does best is F2Tekkz. On the other side of it, Stokes, he had to take down #Harry, Phenomenal, Painter, and Vinny in his road to this final.
Obviously, he already ensured he had his E World Cup final spot. But where he's been doing so well in this tournament, he's moved up even further. F2Tekkz now, what a block that was from Rudollet. Just to deny Neymar from opening up his account in this final. Corner comes in straight away. Punched away by Edwin van der Sar. What can Tekkz do from here now on the edge of the box? A simple drag back to R9. And once again, van der Sar just clutches up with another save.
Yeah, it was so big, van der Sar, for Stokes in the semi-final against Vinny. You saw that last-minute save. Looks like we're in for another performance from him.
Oh, no.
In the final.
That was nearly a mistake there. An awful heavy touch from Da Costa for Stokes. For Tekkz, I should say. Nearly actually ran it into the path of Cristiano Ronaldo. It was nearly a tap-in for Stokes. Back down the other end straight away for Tekkz. As you said, something that has been a big improvement from this tournament is the amount of goals he's conceded. He's really limited that number on day 1, day 2 of the competition. It was only up until he played Kurt in the quarterfinals when he actually started to concede a few goals.
You got to put that down to a couple of things. Attrition. He's had so many tournaments. He's got very used to seeing out games. You saw it with the tweet that we keep on putting up, but also with the fact that that new coach with Enzo behind him, they've had a couple of tournaments now to get used to each other, to get used to the different procedures, the substitutions, the tactics that they are employing. The 4-4-2 second variation, something that he seems to be very comfortable with using. He can always go back into the 4-2-3-1. It's a championship winning formula with F2Tekkz. You just had to find the extra 5%. And that's what Enzo's brought out of him.
Well, speaking to Stokes earlier, his best tournament of the year before coming into this was in London, the FUT Champions Cup number 6, in which he did actually face against F2Tekkz. He just worked van der Sar once again. Exactly the same corner, played into the box, punched away. Still Tekkz with all the ball at the moment. All the attacking threat. Will he score from this one, van der Sar? What will this man not save?
Van der Sar is on fire in this opening third. In the final.
It is only so long you can count on your keeper, though, to keep making these incredible saves. R9 again, and finally There is a breakthrough in
First
this
30
matchup, and it
minutes,
is Tekkz. He's been
Tekkz is
knocking on
dominating.
Stokes' door. Ever since his first leg's got underway, just about turns past Virgil van Dijk, timed it green and smashed it straight past Edwin van der Sar.
Of course it's green. Low driven into that bottom right corner. When you put a lot of power on the low driven, the ball will slowly rise up. Megabit was the first person to really discover that tactic in FIFA 19. It's been adopted by all the pros. And F2Tekkz showing us the perfect example of the timed finishing mechanic right there. As his constant pressure that he's put on Stokes' goal finally rewards him.
Here he comes again. R9's off again. Could it be two?
What a save!
How he missed it?
Edwin.
Stays on his line for the corner there as well. 2 or 3 times he's come and punched out, but that was played just to the edge of the box. It would have been too far out of the reach of van der Sar. What a fantastic first 30 minutes he's had. Really.
I'll tell you, Tekkz has come out of the blocks flying right now. Stokes has to just create something.
Could this be his chance now? Kriketa into the finish, just wide.
You like the building though, he's building the blocks. Is Stokes. Probably the first final that he's played in some years.
And as we've just kept on talking about what decision it was for him to come back into competitive FIFA. All these players, millions of players would have dreamt of getting to a FIFA E-World Cup final. He came back, the goal was simple for him this year. Get back playing competitive FIFA, get to the E-World Cup final, and now he's actually in the final of the playoffs as well.
You see sort of the old guard of British FIFA, all getting behind Stokes. Bullock, Zach Moore.
Speaking of that man.
All showing their support on social media.
Nearly created something special there. An elastico into a time green finesse. Didn't work van der Sar too much compared to the opposite end of the field, where Tekkz will look to attack once again. $75,000 to whoever can win this. You know how much Tekkz has won this year, the amount of tournaments he's won. 3 FUT Champions Cups to his name, plus the Premier League, LQEs.
Club World Cup.
Played for his country, played for his club.
And he's edging ever so closely to add in the playoffs to that illustrious CV that he's created this year in FIFA 19. You've seen Stokes' formation and tactics that he's deploying right now, a 4-2-3-1. He knows that he can change out of that. We've seen him play narrow with the 4-1-2-1-2. But it is Havertz coming on, fresh at half-time, offering the height, offering everything, really, Havertz in that position. And you see on Tekkz's side of it, the 4-4-2, having a little word with Enzo right there. The book gets returned. A few notes jotted down. It's the formula that we've come to expect, the winning formula so far.
And for Tekkz, he's tried out different coaches this year. He's played events on his own. But we've seen the success, or just how much more comfortable he feels when he has got someone he trusts behind him. You think back to Singapore, it's the perfect example when Enzo got involved and helped coach Tekkz. He was really struggling in some of his matches, ran out of ideas as such. Enzo just sat him down and went, one thing you need to try more, shoot from the edge of the box, try and time your shots more. Your opponent's not doing it.
Do you know what it is with the coach? It's the trust level. If you're a coach and you say something and it proves successful, that player trusts you then. He'll trust your opinion. He'll value your opinion. There's definitely a trust level.
That's just been hooked into the box, off the bar. We've seen him do it before.
Both Tekkz and Enzo. Flashbacks to that goal he scored against Painter earlier on. Deep free kick into the box. Pick out Ronaldo. Header across the goalkeeper. That one cannoning off the crossbar. But he is dangerous, Stokes, from those sort of set pieces.
Well, it was a looping header from that free kick. Just dinked into the box. It did look dangerous. It's another warning sign that Stokes is still in this matchup. And Rajay got himself out of the first leg in the semi-finals with a 1-1 draw. And Stokes will be looking to do the same. If not,
these two have matched up quite a little bit this year. I think 6 meetings between the two at events throughout the year. Tekkz is leading 4-2 in matches. Important point to point out, the 2 wins that Stokes has over Tekkz have always been in Swiss. He's never beat him in a knockout elimination match.
Here's Havertz now. He's fresh, brought onto the pitch, trying to make that all-important difference for Stokes. And at least he does know, Richard, that he can beat Tekkz.
Yep.
But as you said, in a knockout game, it has never happened yet. A little wicked deflection, and he fell onto the boot of R9. Just about 30 yards out. Here's a chance to break now for Stokes. Cristiano Ronaldo in a running race against Vieira. Scoop turns inside to him, though. Gets dispossessed in the end. Be very careful. Danny Da Costa well out of position there from right back. He has just enough time to pull in Mendy. He's still on the field at the moment. We've seen Stokes make that change a few times when he doesn't feel too comfortable.
Yeah, we've seen Phil and Mendy coming off and getting replaced by whoever it be, Hullet in at left back, Danny Da Costa switching over flanks. Rafael Varane's done a job at left back there for him.
This could be a chance for Stokes. Can he get past both Van Dijk and Van der Sar?
Has pulled it back. Has he?
And if it was, will it be a free kick on the edge of the box or a corner? Yeah, we'll play the corner, just pulling it back for the yellow card. Sergio Ramos deemed to have pulled back Neymar when I believe he was through. Corner whip straight into the box, into the path for Mbappe. Vieira will win it in the air. Lovely little touch there on the return. Oh, wow! Just on the turn, smashed into the top-hand corner. Straight back in this game is Stokes.
It caught me off guard, to be honest with you. He's got his back to goal. Havertz on that left boot, smashing that past the goalkeeper. Wasn't timed. Didn't need to be from Kai Havertz.
And I saw some tweets earlier. I think Footwiz Tom tweeted one. Just loves how Stokes kind of just hypes his own goals up every time he scores a goal.
He talks to himself a lot, does Stokes, while he's playing. He tells him how good himself is, to be honest.
It also proved where everybody's talking about Havertz. So good. Left foot, right foot. It really doesn't matter. This game is all square. With just over 15 minutes left. How has that goal changed things? Tekkz, drag back, scoop turn. Here's a chance for Ronaldo. Nothing fancy about that finish. Cut back inside, deflection.
He's off.
And he's offside. It's not going to count anyway. It did take a very harsh deflection into the back of the net.
Yeah, they get very lucky with the way that the ball bouncing inside the box, but the offside call going for Stokes.
Did get away with that one, Stokes. Expect to see something fancy now. We know Tekkz is so unpredictable out on the wings. Danny Da Costa into Mbappe. Elastico. And he will win a corner for his efforts for the Brazilian into a pause. Now just a chance to have a breather for both of these two as well and to make any important changes they need.
I wonder if the goal that Stokes scored there just gave him a little bit of confidence. Yeah, it's a volley. It's a mechanic in the game which is very strong. Any sort of volley from in and around the box, if you catch it nicely, it's going to fly past the goalkeeper. But just the instinctiveness to shoot straight away, that could give him a lot of confidence going into the rest of this game.
Right, watch Van Dijk there. He's just controlling Van Dijk at the front post. He's still being controlled. Van der Sar was manually controlled as well. It's one of those. If you see your opponent controlling the play, you know the ball's going to be aimed to him. That's what Stokes did there. Just moved his Van der Sar. I thought it was either my hand getting onto this or Van Dijk's head. Mbappe's off. Vieira's going to try and just cover for Mendy. Can he do so? Two players out the game straight away. R9. Oh no, get round the right side of him, Maldini. Still Tekkz, back to goal again. Maldini, that was nearly a foul if he connected.
Van der Sar has had the game of his life.
If he's not getting man of the match, I'm asking questions.
For Stokes. And yeah, that's a great thing for this one leg, but because it's two legs, you can't expect your goalkeeper, a position that you have relatively not a lot of control over, to do that again for you, game in, game out.
It will be one of the final attacks of the game. It'll fall to F2Tekkz, who will probably be scratched his head after this. How have I not scored at least 2 or 3 if it wasn't for the saves of Van der Sar? Just 2 minutes left. Will Stokes try and form an attack? He has got time to do so. Added time to come any second now. You have just joined. This is the Xbox One final of the FIFA 19 Global Series playoffs. $75,000 up for grabs. And pause cued by F2Tekkz there. He's clearly
not a bad area, you'd say, for Stokes to get this free kick, because we know how good he is.
Yeah, you painted it earlier. You said do what exactly he needs to do, and he did score from it.
He just brought Ramos on at left back for the final 2 minutes of this game. Ramos goes up, gets in the box, flick on header, inspired substitution.
Well, we know how good Stokes is from a set piece. You'll be able to watch it in front of your very eyes now. Right, Ronaldo's back for him. Van Dijk's back for F2Tekkz.
Hulk's over it.
Just into the defence. You can just see the player switching there. Havertz is being controlled. Just going to peel off around the back post. Havertz is in there as well. And Van Dijk's just sitting in front of him saying, no, thank you. Got up in the air, headed it away. Tack not dealt with yet, though. Ronaldo, scoop turn, ball roll.
Free kick going against him, and I think that will conclude us for this first leg in your final. Ball's going to get pumped long, out of play. He's not blown up yet. He didn't kick it far enough, so it's still registering as a Stokes attack.
Once again, F2Tekkz just saying...
He's wanting the game to be over.
I think he listened to your tip earlier, Rich, about just kicking out of play. Hasn't worked for him again. If he concedes now, he will be disappointed. Surely, referee. There we go. That is full time in game number 1. You could just hear the controller be put down there from F2Tekkz. Referee.
I think he's probably more annoyed that the game weren't finishing. He was kicking out of play, waiting for the full-time whistle, and it just wasn't meant to be.
We've seen that before, though. Referees, sometimes they'll play an extra minute or two, which obviously... In the quarter-finals, the first game of today. And it was Stokes just playing so well. Quarter-finals through to the semi-finals, in which, until then, we did not know who was going to be taking the 16th FIFA E World Cup final spot. It could have been NSE Vinny if he won the tournament, but Stokes said no and helped Abinio to stay in 16th. 4 minutes in. Warning shots fired from F2Tekkz. That could not be any closer to hitting that stanch area in the goal. Surprised, didn't even hit the woodwork.
F2Tekkz coming out 110 miles an hour in this second leg. Stokes has to weather the storm in the early stages.
Obviously, we didn't know what was said during that interval, but if you're Enzo, what is there to say? You've created a number of chances.
The thing is, how much can you actually coach F2Tekkz? Like, he's unbelievable. Anything that you say to him, he probably already knows. Do you know what I mean? Unless you're telling him something specifically about your opponent, which potentially he could be doing, there's not much to tell somebody who's been so dominant in a year. You don't tell Roger Federer how to play tennis.
I think there's one area that you could look to maybe attack slightly more, and it would be Mendy. I'm just looking at who he's got in that right cam position. He's got Mbappe there. It was something that I picked up earlier, or yesterday, from what Enzo was telling F2Tekkz. He's up against someone else that was using Mendy at left back, and so we didn't really see many crosses coming in that first leg from Tekkz. It was all kind of direct through the centre of the field. Maybe it's time to change it up and try and attack that back post.
Well, it's been that 4-4-2 for quite a long time. Maybe switch it into that 4-2-3-1 and look for the El Tornado, look for the scoop cross, because yes, it might be ugly. Might not be the goals that he wants to score, but it might be the goals necessary to win him the playoffs.
Tekkz will try and come forward again. Van Dijk with a fantastic recovery tackle. He can drive forward now, Mbappe. Ronaldo is at that back post if he can use him. Scoop turn away. Just dropped off to Danny da Costa, R9. Well, it tried to release that back to Vieira on the turn, but he was intercepted. The score is 1-1 on aggregate still at this moment in time. If it is a draw after the second leg, we will go into extra time.
Not an extra time final in a long time. I think the last one between Stefano Pina and Megabit at a G-Finity LQE.
Penalty shootout as well, wasn't it? Which Pina did win. That was on the road, obviously, to these tournament. On the way back now, here's a chance. R9!
Tom Stokes.
And it's that low driven again. Working time after time for him. You just see it, a little bit of movement. Fake to go on the left, came on the right, and just smashed it into the bottom corner.
That's one thing that everybody, all the pros have been saying who I've been chatting to. They've been saying that Tom Stokes in the box, he's so clinical. He's doing shots that other people just simply aren't doing. The low-driven finesse shot. It's like a 3-4 button combination to be able to do that. And the near post 3 times.
To the side, he wants to go in that corner as well. Half the time, we'd probably say it's almost Tekkz-like. Tekkz trailing now in this match. This is the chance for him to score.
Goalkeeper movement.
You just see there, Enzo, just pointing to the header. Tekkz. How smart is he in the final third? Stokes maybe slightly too keen there to move with the goalkeeper movement, to maybe anticipate what Tekkz was going to do. 9 times out of 10, you are going to naturally finesse it across the goal. When you see it that early as well, that's what Stokes did. But still, the amount of times you can try and ask questions of Tekkz, he'll always have an answer.
Van der Sar, don't know where he's going. Right there, he moved him way too early, way too far. You have to try and predict where your opponent's going to go, but against somebody who is actually going to take time in the box and think before the ball comes to their feet, you can't do that. You can't give your opponent, you can't make your opponent's mind up before the balls even come to their feet.
I've seen a few players do it. Painter was actually one of them. When you get in that area, as I say, it's so naturally just to finesse it across the goalkeeper. If you have enough time to think, or you can think quick enough and go towards that near post, you will score goals. That's exactly what F2Tekkz has just done there. Overplayed that one, though. Giving away possession straight back to Stokes. What a fantastic 30 minutes this has been in the second leg. $75,000 up for grabs. As you said, Richard, a $40,000 game. Both players already guaranteed themselves $35K coming into this final. As we said, if Stokes can win this one, he'll jump up an extra spot in the rankings. You're saying he's already qualified for the FIFA E-World Cup. Why does he need that? It's all about the seeding at the end of the day. No one's moving Tekkz. He'll be approaching 14,000 points.
Crazy.
And here he comes again.
Van Dijk and Maldini there, just doing enough between them to stop the threat of Tekkz.
And if that point tally isn't enough to suggest what a season this man has had.
Just let him show you your trophy cabinet.
Plus the 4 times he's been on the FUT Champions Cup across the last 2 years. 3 times this year. Here's Stokes, drag back, Neymar. Oh, it's beautiful. It really is.
I tell you what, I think Tekkz a little bit unlucky there.
The same place again.
He's read
the same play.
What Stokes is going to do. He's read that he's going to move it to that side. And if anything, he's moved too far.
Just a second before, you just see Van der Sar move to the left.
Goal for the visitors.
Number 10, Neymar.
Because that was a shot in the centre of the goal.
Yeah. Kept it central. Strike for Neymar.
Stokes in the perfect position now, doing what he needs to do. Make Tekkz chase the game. Make Tekkz do things that he's not used to doing.
Been in positions where he's trailing with 45 minutes left to go.
Where he is going to have to naturally pressure, he's going to have to attack. Probably one of the best halves of FIFA we've seen of Stokes. 2 goals scored, maybe a third. We'll win a free kick.
Not only that as well,
Love the way he's called for that as well. He put his hand up.
2 goals conceded. That were the big questions about Stokes. He's conceding 9, he's conceding 8, he's conceding 7 goals. He's conceded 2 goals in 3 halves of individual FIFA against Tekkz. If he was going to win this final, if he is going to win this final, his defending had to be better. It is being better so far.
28 yards out. Played short. And that will be the end of the first half there. It was a lovely little scoop turn away from his man to win the free kick originally. But sometimes when you're too close to the goal, players never really seem to know what they want to do. You never really see a direct shot. It's either played short than hit.
If you can hear that slight whispering right now, that is both Enzo and Tekkz talking. I believe there is a mic in there from Enzo and also Will with Stokes. The players being very secretive over this last 45 minutes.
To be honest, there wasn't really much said, especially in the Rebel camp. It's all going to plan so far. 1 goal's never enough, though. 2 goals, 3 goals, never really enough against a player of F2Tekksz's quality. Into our last 45 minutes of FIFA here in Hamburg. Tekkz, can he reply? Can he get himself a goal back? He knew exactly what he wanted to do there. Ronaldo was peeling off, but the pass was just a little too weak. Tekkz again. Into R9. Vieira's dropped into a right-back position. Danny da Costa into the centre of the field. Referee plays advantage. Would have easily been a free kick if not.
You see how deep Stokes is right now. He's got that lead. He can sit back. He can play that defensive shell almost. We saw Vinny do it a little bit earlier on in the tournament.
The press, though. It's too fierce from Tekkz. Look at Neymar. He's trying to peel off. Ronaldo with a shot. Ronaldo with a goal. You blink for a second, and Tekkz is straight back in the game.
Played it onto that edge of the box. Ronaldo offered the run of Neymar as a little bit of a disguise. Neymar just pulled the man away from him, gave Stokes a little bit of confusion. Is he going to play it one more? Is he going to shoot? CR7 smashes it home. What a final we're having right now. The 2 best players from Great Britain battling it out.
And a repeat of when they matched up earlier this year.
It's the 7th time they've played. It's by far the most competitive that we've seen.
Especially with so much at stake as well. Can Tekkz get in front now? Virgil van Dijk had to be aggressive with the tackle. That's exactly what he was. Into the last third now. We have got extra time if needed. I just feel like there's going to be 1 more or even 2 more goals before that. Stokes has led the last 2 occasions. Can he get himself back in front? Mbappe out on this right-hand side. Ball roll. He's up against Ruud Gullit. A drag back now. F2Tekkz, 2 in a row.
What a goal!
He's made me star on the way through. Back to back. F2Tekkz killing Mbappe. He even made Van Dijk back off. And he just slotted that into the back of the net, sorry. I've lost my words.
taking a page out of Marcuso's book right there. High pressure situation, using the F2Tekkz to the best of the skills ability. Not just spamming it inside the box, but using it efficiently in the right areas. And putting Tekkz under pressure right now.
That's what you've got to do.
Again, he's in.
It's what you've got to do against Tekkz. Can you get round him? The feet of Van der Sar just being enough.
We've seen Tekkz in this exact situation. I'm going back. EPL semi-final versus Diogo. It took him, he was trailing for pretty much the majority of that game. He won it in the 119th minute with a dominant Calvert-Lewin header. He can come from behind, can Tekkz.
Was it time for a substitution for Stokes? He is leading for the 3rd time in this matchup. 2 times already, Tekkz has replied, and 1 goal simply just has not been enough. Also, we can't see the changes that Tekkz is making. He did cue the pause, though, as soon as that goal went in. What is he going to change now? Just over 20 minutes left. At the moment, Stokes will be on to his first ever tournament win this season. Global Series playoffs in Hamburg, $75,000. A tournament of a lifetime, if he can hold on to this. Tekkz has made the changes he needed to. Never write him off. Modric, he's been brought on now.
Another mistake, though, uncharacteristic mistakes from Tekkz as well. You usually sort of the words where he's a perfectionist in the final third. He's so clinical. There's been a few times where he gave the ball away. I wouldn't say the pressure is getting to him. Maybe the situation.
When you're chasing the game, Richard, it's never nice. Especially on the 3rd time now. The 3rd time across these 2 legs, he's had to chase this game. Tekkz is used to being in front. As you said, it's like putting someone in an unfamiliar situation. They're not used to it.
Again, just that ball right there. Trying to flick it over the top.
He's going to keep that in as well, Stokes. Is via a ball roll of Mbappe, the goal scorer of the 4th. He needs to look after the ball slightly better as well to Stokes.
Won himself a free kick as well in a great area.
It's a shoulder-to-shoulder battle. Right, what we're going to see here, played short. Pull it. Again.
It's going to bounce for him. It's not. Ramos going to take that away and promote a free kick in an advantageous area. Potentially got caught out right there.
You can clearly see that Stokes needs another goal, wants another goal. Just so he can calm down a little bit. You can see the numbers forward as well from Tekkz. There's holes, there's gaps appearing in that back line. Just 10 minutes left. Another pause cued by Tekkz. Needs to start going out for this game now. Havertz, will he win? Oh, no, he won't win the shoulder pass. Nearly on the rebound.
Oh, my giddy aunt.
You can see he tried to load up that shot as well. Tried to time it. It was red. The touch was awful anyway from Havertz, so it's not going to matter.
I honestly thought he'd just thrown the game away. I thought that was the extension for Stokes.
And Eusebio will come on alongside Eden Hazard. That's not...
I like that change as well. Attacking changes. He knows that this game...
substitutions, is it?
This game can be killed off right now, and Hazard's been a big game changer for him in the latter stages of matches. Last 10 minutes, you're bringing on a rapid, fast striker who can finish in front of goal. Clinical, agile.
And at this time in the game, Richard, with under 10 minutes left, those pacey players are going to find that extra 10 yards past a fatigued fullback of a Danny Da Costa.
And when you've got also Tekkz having to push players forward, probably going constant press after probably heavy touch after possession loss. I think he's going 3-4-2-1 as well. Just there, I saw on Tekkz's screen. He's going to be going aggressive. There's going to be holes in that back three with 10 minutes left to go.
Sure,
a lot of people on Twitter. I know I was speaking to the Bullock a little while ago. He said Stokes was doing things that Tekkz were doing when FIFA weren't really that big, before EA backed it in 2009, in 2010. Stokes were cleaning up. He just needed this opportunity to show it.
When the opportunities arise here in Hamburg, he's certainly delivered. But can he complete this job? Can he get it done? 5 minutes left. This could be a chance for him now. Ball roll into the finesse. Huge save, Van der Sar, to keep Tekkz in this game. Eusebio again. Non-stop pressure here from Stokes. Tried to scoop turn his way around his man, Eden Hazard.
He's going to get a chance. What a tackle. That's a game-winning tackle.
This could be it. Stokes could be your champion in Hamburg. Oh, I think he will be as well.
Tom Stokes. Game-winning tackle in the midfield. Turned over possession. Sweaty goal.
And he has been
wins the match.
waiting for that for years. Tom Stokes, a player that came back onto the scene this year with a plan. Make the World Cup finals. He's certainly done that. And how about going into the World Cup finals with a playoff win and $75,000 in your pocket as well? That's why he made the change. Eden Hazard came on, and what a super sub he was. Tekkz could maybe still reply. That was the chance, though, because added time's going to come in now. It's not going to be long. It's only going to be 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Tekkz will stay at rank #1. He will still be in prime position going into those playoffs, but he will not be the playoff winner. It will be Tom Stokes once again. Edwin van der Sar.
I mean, congratulations not to Tom Stokes also, but to Rebel FC, Cal Freezy. They took the risk on Stokes, picking him up and fully redeemed
Stokes.
all that hard work that he's put in over the years. This is his moment right now. $75,000 better off. Top 5 finish in the FIFA 19 Global Series.
And I don't think he can believe exactly what he has just accomplished here in Hamburg over the 3 days. He may have lost 1 or 2 games in Swiss, but he never said no. He kept on battling through. He had to play against his teammate as well. An 11-9 win against Fenomeno. That game felt like it wasn't going to end. A semi-final against Vinny, which was an end-to-end game. 89th minute save, I think it was from Van der Sar to keep him in that. And Van der Sar has been, he just feels better than everybody.
Here in Hamburg, it is Rebel Stokes. Well done. How's it feel? You've had a long career in competitive FIFA. We just talked about over a decade. I'm imagining this is your best moment.
Oh yeah, by an absolute distance. It's my best moment. Like, I always knew I had a really good run in me this year, like from the start, but it's never really come together. And to come together at such an important stage of the year is fantastic, honestly.
And not just coming together, but coming together in a final versus Tekkz. You know, you probably felt, and in hindsight, it probably was a bit unfair that people were saying that your side of the draw was a bit more convenient, shall we say, because you had the likes of Desara and Kurt on the other side. But Tekkz has come out on that side, and you've defeated him, so you deserve all the plaudits, in my opinion. Yeah, no, of course, the bracket, it put all the big names together, but everyone I played so many close games, and everyone was so good. And then obviously, if you beat the best in the world in the last game, then you deserve it, yeah. I mean, some great games, obviously, in not just this tournament, but throughout the year, we've seen you putting in big performances. And as an English player, it's inevitable that at times you've been a little bit in the shadows, as everyone, of Tekkz this year. How does it feel to come out against Tekkz in this final, to remind everyone what you're capable of? We saw already, obviously, in the tournament, you secured your scarf, and we know you're going to be in the FEWC. Can we see you take on Tekkz and the rest of the world once again?
I mean, this is like the biggest confidence boost you can possibly get. So going forward to the World Cup, I'm as confident as I was here. So hopefully I can do it again.
Very impressive stuff. Any words for your team? Obviously signed with Rebel FC this year, and it's been a great moment for you, obviously, here. Shout out to Will, your coach.
Yeah, shout out to Will, definitely. He's going to get a big head over this, but obviously 2 performances, a semi-final and a win now. So that's a good coach right there. And shout out to Cal as well. I'm sure he's going to have a good night.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure you're going to have a good night as well. $75,000 richer. Rebel Stokes is our victor. We're going to go back to the couch now. And I've got a bit of a weird whiff coming from over there. What's that?